I'm Heather, the artist behind Heart Key Creations, and today I'll show you how I made the background for that beautiful rose that you saw in the thumbnail. The painting's called Simple Elegance, and it's a fluid art technique using a straw to blow out the colors and make a pretty design. I only used black and gold in this painting for the background, and that's Liquitex black. It's Liquitex. It's Liquitex ivory black and gold, and the gold is actually from their spray paint. So that only has the gold paint and pouring medium in there, and the black has pouring medium and water and paint. So it's kind of a 1-to-1 ratio for those. I'm not looking for any cells in this one at all. It's just fluid art. So I'm using the straw to blow out the design. I started with painting the corners first in the ivory black, just trying to make sure that the corners were covered without having too much blowing to do and worrying about, getting the corners, because corners are a pain in the butt sometimes when you're doing fluid art. So the paint started running off the table onto the floor, but thankfully I have a old rug that I have in my studio so that when that happens, it doesn't matter. And I tend to have a empty cup around anyway to be able to pour the rest of my paint into, so that I'm not wasting anything in the long run. If you liked the finished product painting that you saw in the thumbnail, the rose is actually a traceable on my Patreon. You can click the link at the end of this video and go over there. I do traceable or coloring sheets, however you want to use them, for just $1 a month. I do a couple of them. If I get a lot of Patreons going, I might consider increasing it by a little bit. So, we'll see how that goes. But I do have colorables and traceables available on my Patreon, along with a few other rewards if you want to check that out. I also am on Instagram and Facebook. All you have to do is look up Heart Key Creations, and you'll find me in all three places if you don't want to follow links. So, yeah. Here I'm just, I went around the edges and made sure that the edges were all covered, and scraping the bottom to make sure that there was no drips going on the back of the canvas, because if you have the drips on the back of the canvas and you sell that piece to somebody or you hang it up on your wall, that paint is going to stick to the paint on your wall, and when you go to take that picture down, it's not going to work very well. So I felt like I had lost some of the gold when I blew out the paint, so I brought some gold back in, and you can see I'm actually using my fingers to get some of it on the corners and stuff. Yeah. I don't usually do that. I usually wear gloves when I'm doing fluid painting. I guess I thought because I was going to use a straw that it wasn't going to be as messy, and I didn't have to worry about it. I was still covered in paint. Don't let the straw fool you. So now I'm going to just show you some close-ups of what it looked like before it dried. And yeah, the color was off because there's a huge glare with the paint because it's so shiny. It's just awesome. Yeah, a couple of different angles of it. And that on the top there was actually glare, not a part that missed the paint at all. The piece, I'm so thrilled with that piece. I usually lose like all of my gold, and the piece itself in the end with the rose, I couldn't believe how pretty it was. It just was really, really pretty. Yeah. All right. So I think that that is about it for this video. I'm just, touching up the gold here and there and giving you another close-up with that gold, and I'll see you next time. Hey, have you subscribed yet? I do 4 videos a week, and I don't want you to miss out on anything. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that you definitely don't miss anything. And if you're the type of person that likes coloring pages or traceables, hit the link to my Patreon and get some colorables and traceables for $1 a month. All right, I'll see you next time.